Well, welcome Business 10 students to Introduction to Business here at Chaffey College. My name is Eric Doucette and I will be your instructor for this term of Introduction to Business, both a 14-week class and an 8-week class. So this video I'm sending out to two different classes and I'll show you some of the differences here in a few moments, but I want to welcome you and just introduce myself to you. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here, and I wanted you to see the screen behind me, but here I am. I'm just excited to be your instructor, excited to be able to share with you many of the inner workings of business, and that's what we'll be covering over the next 8 or 14 weeks, whichever class you're in. And I'm teaching two sections of this class here at Chaffey College this semester, and so you're either in the 8-week class or the 14-week class. And the 8-week class is going to go a little faster, obviously. A lot of the weeks, the chapters are doubled up, so you're going to be looking at 2 chapters. When you're doing the 14-week class, you're going to have less chapters per week, but you'll have more homework assignments and quizzes because the quizzes will be for the separate chapters. So, but either way, it's only 6 weeks longer for the 14-week class. And again, I'm glad to have you in my class. I'm going to go ahead and do a couple things. First thing I want to do is show you how to log into Canvas and log into our class. And then secondly, I'm going to show you how to access the ebook that is free, that is attached to the class, and that'll allow you to then get started and get reading your book. So this is a very informal video. I'm not a professional videographer or anything like that, so I'm just going to kind of talk and share and show my screen so that way you can kind of see what you need to know, what you need to do. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the website here. Sorry about that. So there we go. So if you want to log into the Chaffey website, so chaffey.edu, and that'll bring you to the home screen. And then I think you just come up here to My Chaffey Login. And if you select that, it's going to ask you to log in with your credentials. And it should be your email address and your password, or it may be your birth date. But I believe for me, I'm already logged in, so I don't know what it's going to ask you, but I believe there's a little help button. So if you're not sure what credentials you need, you should be able to select that and it'll tell you exactly what to put in. But once you get into My Chaffey, yours probably will look different than mine. This is an instructor one, but I'm going to come down here and just select Canvas because that's where I want to go. The other easy way to do it is just to type chaffey.instructure.com, INSTUCTURE.com, Instructure, and that's the easiest way to get into Canvas, but I'm showing you the other way because you're probably going to be logging into My Chaffey portal anyway. But either way, that brings me or you and I to your dashboard in Canvas, and here the only class that's published right now is the 31079, which is the 8-week class. So if you're in that class, 31079, you're in the 8-week class. And then down here, I haven't published it yet, but it will be published when you go on here, is the 31072. That is the 14-week class. So either you're in the 179 or 079 or 072. Both of those classes I'll be talking about in this video today. So that's the first thing you want to look at, is you want to be able to get into Canvas, and then all you'll do is select your class. Now, you're not going to see both of those. You're going to see whatever class you're in. I'm only seeing both of them because I'm teaching both of them. But once you select that, it's going to bring you to what I call our course homepage. And I laid out this little table here to make it super easy for you to navigate around the class. First thing you're going to want to do when you come into here is just click the Start Here button. And I'm going to do that in just a minute to show you what to do next. But that's the easiest way to get started. Select that. There's some instructions to follow, and that gets you going into the class to get started. But just to show you what else is on this home screen, there is some navigation buttons here. So this is for the 4 modules. Our class is broken into 4 modules based on date. So this is the 8-week class that I've entered into. And so you can see every module is 2 weeks long. Every module will have a quiz. Every module will have some homework assignments. Every module will have chapters to read. Every module will have a discussion post with you and other students to interact. And every module will end with an exam, or I guess you can call it an exam. There's 4 exams in the class, and they're not cumulative. In other words, you're just going to be taking an exam on the material that you cover in each module, and that's the same thing for the final module. Your final exam is really just whatever you've covered in module number 4. If you look down here on the bottom, there's a syllabus button, and that just allows you to actually view the syllabus right here in Canvas. You don't need to print it out unless you want to, but you can also download it by selecting download up here, but it just has the syllabus, so you can read through it right there. It has the schedule at the end if you need to look up something real quick. So that's the syllabus. Then there's what's really cool about the book that we're going to be using, I'll be going over that in a bit here too, is that it's free, and you can read it online. You can download it to your phone and read it in the app. You can also read it directly in Canvas. So there's 3 different options for you to be able to read it. It's not hard copy, but I think you might even be able to request a hard copy if you really want one. You can do that. I'll show you how to do that as well. But it's really great, and I tried to make it as easy as I can, where you can go to modules. I'll show you here in a minute. You can begin reading and just click the next button and go to the next page and read all the way down. Then all of a sudden you'll come to the next button, and that'll bring you to the first assignment that you should do. You can do the assignments the same way by doing it and then selecting next, doing the next one, selecting next, and then it'll bring you right into the next chapter. And you can do it that way. Or you can just read it at your convenience and then come in and do the coursework. However works for you is fine. Just make sure that you're reading the text, because all the questions of the quizzes, all the discussion posts, homework, everything you're going to be learning is based off of, course, the text. And then behind my picture, you can't really see it, is a help button. I'll try and scroll it down a little bit. You can kind of see it at the bottom of the picture there. And if you select that, it just tells you how to get a hold of me. It has my phone number, has my email address. It also has the help desk number, help desk phone number, help desk email, Canvas phone number, etc. So if you have any issues, problems, or troubles technologically or whatever, you can find all the help you need by selecting the help button. And then that leads me then to the modules. I talked about breaking into 4 modules. If you select, for instance, the first module, it's going to show you here what assignments that you need to do. So there's 2 assignments you need to do before you do anything else in the course. And then here's chapter 1 of the book. You should be able to select this folder here, and it'll bring you right to the first chapter of Introduction to Business. And you should be able to read through this by simply clicking not the next button down here, but the next button at the bottom of the page that you're reading. So right here, there's a next. Can you see? Oh, you can't see it. It's behind my picture. I'll scroll it up. There it is, right above my picture. So you select that next button, and that'll bring you to the next part of the chapter that you need to read, and then you'll just navigate through the book that way. That's how you can read it in Canvas. And so you're basically just reading the book, and then when you get to the next at the end, you'll select that next, and it'll just allow you to read through, and that's the best way to do it. Anyway, when you're done reading, you're going to want to come out then, and you're going to want to come down to where it says here, coursework for week 1. And there is 3 assignments that you need to do for week 1 that you'll have to have done by this first Sunday night. So then you can just work, select those and work on each assignment as you need to. There's due dates, but I'm pretty open on all the assignments except the check-in assignments, and I'll explain those in a few minutes here. Actually, I'll explain it now. The check-in assignment is the first week's just one asking you personal questions, but starting at week 2, you're going to basically be answering questions out of the textbook, only like 3 or 4 questions. And the whole purpose, excuse me, of the check-in assignment is to make sure you're checking in every week, and also to make sure you're getting into the textbook. So I ask you questions directly out of the textbook. I'm not looking for fancy answers. I'm looking for whatever answer the textbook gives. That's all I'm looking for. It doesn't have to be long, just enough for me to know that you've read the book or understand the concept. And I always emphasize questions about things that you really need to know about. So that's know that when I have you do the check-in assignment, those are going to be questions that are on the quiz. Those are going to be questions that are on the exams, things like that. Anyway, that's how the class is broken down. It's broken into 8 modules. So here's module 2, week 3. If you scroll down, you'll have module 2, week 4, and then you'll have module 3, week 5, etc. Again, this is an 8-week class that you're looking at. Now, I'll show you in a second the 14-week, in case that's your class. Anyway, coming back to the home screen, then I probably should have started here, but you're going to want to select the Start Here button to get started. And all you're going to do here is you're going to read the syllabus. If you haven't read it, I want to make sure you have read it. You're going to be watching the welcome video, which you're already doing right now. Then you can complete the SLO pretest. This is just 10 quick business type questions. I just want to see what you know already, and I'll compare that to a post-test exam. and you'll take that at the end of the class. There's the mandatory check-in assignment. This is, you must do this in order to not be dropped. It's all extra credit, but you must do it and to not be dropped from the class. And it's kind of just introducing yourself to me and the rest of the class. And then here it gets into how to access the book. So if you select that, it'll bring you to the actual business book within OpenStax. OpenStax is a free software. If you want to, you can come over here to subjects and then select business, then come down here to intro to business, the blue book. And you can also go there, select the book that way, and it'll bring you to the same page that we were just on. Anyway, what's cool about this page is you can, you can view it online, you can download a PDF, or you can order a print copy. So it's your choice, however you want to read it. You can read it right here. You can just start scrolling down and go to the next page by selecting, actually I'm not reading the book yet, so if I go view online, and now I'm reading the book, there's all the table of contents to the left, and I would just read here, and then I would just select the next button here and go to the next section and read. So you can do it there, you can do it in Canvas, or you can download it to your phone or tablet and you can read it there. So that's all you need to do with the book. You don't need to register, you don't need to do anything like that, just get started reading. But anyway, back to the start here. So that's the open book, and then there's some information here how to access the book. And then basically just get started by going here to get your coursework done. And that's going to bring you to a little thing called being successful in this course, kind of some things that you can do and don't. Tells you a little bit about how to get a hold of me and all that, where to find that information. Then you just select next right here. And that's going to bring you to information about the textbook, which I'm sure you might want some additional information. Then you can click the next. And then there's welcome to your course in Canvas. So this gives you a little Canvas tutorial. If you're not really sure how to use Canvas, you can continue on there. The next page gives you a little bit more about Canvas, some other helpful guides that you might want to know. I click next, gives you some technological information, how to get a hold of the Chaffey help desk if you need to, as well as other online helps and plugins. And then if you click next, it's going to bring you to a few tutorials. And then finally, you click next. It gives my bio, a little bit about me and my experience. Click next again, and it's going to get you back to the Start Here button, which actually has a schedule in it of the whole class. Click next, and then it starts to give you access to the book. And then you can just keep clicking next as you step your way through the book. It's going to bring you then to the pre-test. Click next. It's going to bring you then to the check-in assignment, the first one. Then click next again. It's going to bring you to the book to start reading. So all you need to do is really worry about stepping through each of the folders. The best way to navigate this class is to simply go to these red buttons. Basically, it's modules. You can also access modules on the left menu, but just select one, module 1. Now you're going to be viewing module 1, week 1. It gives you the date. So if it's 8/14 to 8/20, you know you should be doing these assignments in here, reading these chapters in here, and doing these assignments there. And once you've done them all, you're done. And you don't have to worry about it. Of course, over here you have a grade book, you have announcements, so make sure you check your announcements. I do 2 announcements every week, so make sure you're checking that, along with a video announcement every week. So I'll be emailing that to you every Monday so that you have that. But that's pretty much it for the 8-week class. If you're in the 14-week class, it's exactly the same. The only difference is that your modules are broken down a little differently. Everything else is exactly the same. The difference is your modules here, when you select them, you'll see, oops, I didn't set the link for that yet. It will be set when you click on it. I'm going to go ahead and go to modules over here. So if you come down here, here's module 1, week 1. It's actually exactly the same as the 8-week class. But when you start getting into week 2, we're only covering 1 chapter, where the 8-week class is covering 2 chapters. So you have 1 chapter to read, and you have a check-in assignment, you have a quiz, you have a homework assignment, and all the homework assignments aren't really based in the textbook. They're outside little activities that I have you do to help you kind of gather a concept of business that is important to know. And so that's how you'll step through the class in the 14-week. Again, the only difference is it's not 8 weeks, it's 14 weeks. So some weeks you're not doing 2 chapters, you're mostly doing 1 chapter, and that's what drags it out. But for those of you who prefer to not go too fast, the 14-week class is outstanding for that. So that's pretty much it as far as a welcome video going over the class. If you have any questions or issues, please get a hold of me. You can email me, you can text me. I'm pretty quick about getting back to students. But I'm looking forward to a great semester. I promise you that you're going to learn a lot about business, and you're going to find some practical things that you that you didn't know, that you thought you knew, but you didn't. And so you'll have fun with that. I didn't mention it, but we also have a discussion post that lasts every module, whether that's a 2-week module or a 3 or 4-week module. And these are really valuable. They have videos that are going to be, I think, life-changing. You're going to watch them and you go, wow, you'll remember that for 10 years from now. And you'll be wanting to share it with other people. So there's some great videos you have to watch, and then some questions you need to answer. And then you need to interact with other students. They also need to, you need to comment on their posts, and they need to comment on your posts, and dialogue happens that way. So there's a clear explanation of all that in the discussion post assignment link. So anyway, that's pretty much it, everybody. Hope that you enjoy the class.